Hello everyone, I'm your host Hamas28 and welcome back to Architects Exodus. So as we left off last episode, we have slayed the world serpent Jormungandr, and now, well, my jump height is massive, and now we can head off to Muspelheim. Reach Muspelheim. But before we do that, we're going to quickly make a detour and slay Malkuth to obtain a B tier weapon and then get some skill points. It's going to be a little annoying, mostly because I don't like Niflheim. It's a terrible place, but hey, it should be a pretty easy fight compared to, the drudgery that was Jormungandr, but we should be fine anyway. Alright, so it looks like that's it. I gotta say, I love mod packs that have arenas that are randomly generated, because you use the compass and it says status, not found. So you have to travel like 1500 blocks in a random direction and then just pray it finds it. Like, I believe our spawn is like X 13,000, so yeah, this was pretty far. Especially when you have to trudge through the snow, but now that we're here, it should be a pretty easy fight. Now I'm gonna ignore all these skeletons by coming to this side. What the heck is that? I have no idea what that was, but that was annoying. Grab this, and let's summon our zombies. And let's see, why is there orange on the bottom of my screen? Why is there orange on my thingamabob? I'm scared. What does that mean? What is that orange? Is it from this guy? Am I missing something in the game mechanics? Let's see, luckily our jump height is very high, so we can actually jump a lot higher than what we should be able to otherwise. Yeah, let's see, there's Malkuth. This is the arena. Here's a cannon. Here's some swords. I'm gonna summon these guys. Boss. Oh, what the heck? Oh, cool. Shows you his abilities. Divine armor. Wields impenetrable armor, capable of neglecting. I believe it should be like deflecting any damage. Ah, here we go. So I see all the orange because I'm weak to fire. His basic abilities deal 3 types of damage, so I'm weak to fire damage right now. Alright, Malkuth, the Killafoth of Malkuth, benevolent king who ruled over a once prosperous land whose blind excessive generosity became his kingdom's demise. Start the fight. Alright, I gotta admit, that was a pretty sick cutscene. Now let's see, I believe I have to use the cannons to actually deal damage, and I should have pulled out my gapples. So I do that to shoot the cannon, and that did nothing. Uh-oh. Oh, thank you. Let's grab my gapples. Alright, he killed all of my zombies. Nice. I can't see. And my magic has no effect on him. I probably should have read the stats a bit more. Oh. Ah, telegraphed. I can see that. Now how do I actually deal the damage? Ouch. Oh, I think I get it. Okay, well, I'm gonna keep spamming gapples for healing. Okay, then when he goes up here, I use the cannon. Okay, that works. Gotcha. So I just have to dodge pretty much everything. And then when he jumps to his side of the arena, use the cannon. Okay, pretty easy enough. Can dodge that. Okay. This dude's aura farming. Okay, now I go back to the cannon. Oh, now I'm yellow. I'm blue. So now I use the blue cannon. Yeah, so it looks like my magic doesn't do anything, but maybe if I use melee, we can do some damage. Okay, stand in the red. Yep, just stay in the red, dodge the damage. Okay, now I'm weak to red. Oh, I need to get on the platform. Oh wait, I'm weak to blue. Stay on the red. Okay, I can't hit him with melee. Okay, stand in the blue. But we can just jump over this one, actually. Okay, use the red cannon. Alright, he's at his halfway point, so now he's doing something else. It looks like he damaged the cannons. I'm not sure what that does. Now they're busted, whatever that means. Okay, he's coming back. Get in the red. Get in the red. I should have brought more gapples. Okay, use the red cannon. Okay, he's gotta be 2 cannon shots away from death here. Okay, get in the blue. Oh, I don't have my boosted jump anymore now that I lost my armor. That's why I can't jump out of this anymore. Get in the red. And without my armor, I couldn't survive that. Huh. Well, that's interesting. The living chest plate is still here, but the rest of the armor broke. Completely. I wonder if there's something I was supposed to do with this that I didn't do with the other ones. Luckily, the living armor is very cheap to replace, so I'll just replace it. But man, we were so close. We were so close to beating him. All right, time for round 2. Brought more gapples, and oh, he keeps the same amount of health as before. Okay, that should make this a lot easier then. Well, unless it resets it with more health. And then to solve the issue of the armor breaking, I forgot we have Project E in this pack, so I just made the repair talisman. So now it should be able to repair our armor enough to keep it from breaking. Now let's see if this guy reset. Is that him right there? Is it not going to reset? If so, that's going to make this finish off pretty easy. Okay, it doesn't. Okay, nice. Good for me at least. So I should be able to just tank this again. And now that I have my big jumps, it's a lot easier to dodge. Okay, I'm weak to red, so we use the red cannon. And I think he has to be 1 more cannon shot away from death, right? Okay, now we're weak to blue. And I'm in the blue. Dodge that. Jump to the left. Jump to the left. Jump to the right. Jump to the right. Jump to dodge that. Jump to the left. Jump to the right. Jump to the left. Jump to the left. Jump to the right. And I jumped into the damage one. Nice. Wait, did he make me use the cannon? Okay, that's fine. It's gonna reset when he jumps up anyway. Dodge that. Oh, now we're back over here. Okay, stand in the red. Okay, stand in the blue. Stand in the blue. Stand in the red. Stand in the red. Stand in the blue. Uh-oh. I could not get to one in time. Okay, jump in the blue. Jump to the right. 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 Come on, you gotta do the cha-cha slide at some point. Dodge that one. Jump to the left. Jump to the right. Jump to the left. Okay, use the red cannon. And there we go. Challenge completed. Malkuth. That's pretty metal, my guy. Pretty metal. Now, where do I get my rewards? Oh, right here. Nice. Ember Frost Gauntlet acts as a grappling hook for blocks in the right hand, for entities in the left hand. Using item in left hand and moving to the right hand resets the cooldown. If I take damage when I use this, that's useless. Okay, pretty cool. And now, what is this thing for? Fire and Ice Core can be combined with items that has damage, allows summoning Malkuth fireballs. Cool. But I don't see this thing completed. Oh, I need the trophy. Where's the trophy at? Oh, there it is. 1 Malkuth for me. Now we get all this stuff. Choose a weapon. And let's see, they all look pretty cool. Oh, and you can request even the older ones too. Okay, this time let's go for the Stormbringer. Or maybe the Caelestis. That one sounds cool. Caelestis, unique effect, Astral Shift. While wielded, grants a chance to completely avoid damage. On right click, briefly step into the astral plane, becoming immune to damage for 5 seconds. Upon leaving the astral plane, release a violent explosion, dealing area damage relative to the damage negated while in the astral plane. Cool. Fancy. Now let's see here. Muspelheim should be... It's not that one, right? What's the symbol? Okay, it's like a letter Z. It's a zigzag. Zigzag, this one. Muspelheim. And here we are, Muspelheim, the Basalt Steppes. The arena is regenerating. Wait about 7,000
seconds. One breath of cold air, then the next sears the throat like swallowing molten iron. Welcome to Muspelheim, realm of the unending flame, where the earth bleeds fire and the sky has never known the color of night. This is Surtr's domain, the lord of the fire giants, the black sword bearer, the world ender. When Ragnarok came, it was Surtr who set the final blaze. When the gods fell, it was his flames that consumed their halls. He was destined to burn everything, and he fulfilled that destiny with joy. You have conquered frost serpents, claimed the spirits of the cold realm, and made their power your own. But fire respects no lineage, half-blood, no mortal, not divine. Surtr cares only whether you burn. Prove to him that you do not.
Alright, thank you, Allfather. Now we can't fly here, but we do have our fancy grappling hook, which should make traversal a lot easier. Now what do we actually have to do here? Now, reopening the quest book, it looks like we did unlock Jotunheim as well, so we can go in there and progress all of these quests, although I'm pretty sure you just get... Yeah, you get more skill points for other stuff, so it might be good to go back in there. Now let's see here, what do we unlock? The following are unlocked in Muspelheim. Autocrafting, Woot Revived, the Project E Matter and Transmutation Table, RF Tools, Ender Storage, Apotheosis Augmenting, Animus Hellforged Bow, Occultism Purple Chalk, Blood Magic Tier 4, Ars Warp Scrolls, Netherites, and Powa Nitro Spirited. Good to know. Although I do find it funny, in my RPG packs, why do I need tech? It's nice to have a little bit of tech for like storage, but I don't like it. I don't like what I'm seeing here. I'm seeing embers rekindled. Now let's see, choose your path. Choose the path of magic or the path of technology to summon Surtr. Your choice will not lock you out of the other, and you may choose to do both. Okay, cool. So we can do magic through, I forget the name of that mod, Nature's Aura, or we can do this one. Skill points, skill points. It's telling me I can skip Embers Rekindled entirely, which I might do that since I don't like it. And then Surtr is going to be Ignis here. Ah, interesting. Okay, so it's not Ignis as Surtr. So once we fight him, we can also fight Ignis and Ashlord, the Infernal Dragon. Interesting. You would think Surtr would be the final boss of this... dimension, but I guess that's not the case. So I guess eventually we'll have to do both to get all the skill points, but I think for now, I might as well just do the Nature's Aura one just to get it done. What are these? I think I'm gonna leave them alone. Yeah, so I'm not sure what resources we need from this dimension. That looks like something I could craft. I kind of just went around harvest... What the heck is that? Oh, what? Vaya, did you do that? That's a little overkill. Slay a corrodent. Interesting. Okay, did not expect that. So Viet can open black holes. Cool. What? Witness underzealous sacrifice a creature to their profane god and see it transform into something unholy. Wait, what? I can't move the mouse. What? Oh, what is that? Oh. Defeat a Watcher, a powerful being summoned by Underzealots via a glue moth sacrifice which can possess its target. Interesting. Does it drop anything cool? Well, if it dropped anything, it's in the lava now, so... Alright, so first things first, we're gonna make some brilliant fiber, which is gonna take a little bit of gold. But overall, a pretty easy craft. Throw that in there, mix with grass and leaves to make a bunch of brilliant fiber. That's it. Oh, I have to put that in there, that's why. Boom, make a bunch. Grab a sapling, like this. And let me grab a bit of dirt. Why is this dirt up here? Oh, right, I had it for that. Okay, let me steal a piece of grass over here. Come out to the platform over yonder. Plant the sapling, grow the sapling, then use the brilliant fiber on this to make some golden leaves, and then we're going to shear that once it's fully converted. Okay, so I misunderstood the quest line. So when it said you can choose your path, it literally means either make a weak blood shard or empowered netherite in order to make the token of rage. Token of rage, right? Wait, what was this for? It was needed for something. Where was it? This one, empowered netherite. This, summoning. Yeah, no, you need both. To summon Surtr, you need empower... Oh, accepts tag Surtr summon materials. So you either have to use the weak blood shard or the netherite. I still have to go down this Embers Rekindled path and do that. Luckily, we don't have to go too far down Embers Rekindled. It's the pretty easy part. I don't think there's not going to be any of the puzzle mechanic required. We just have to get enough ember to generate power. So we really just have to get access to the ember boar, which is not that difficult. So I'm going to work on that while I wait for this block of leaves to turn into golden leaves so we can harvest it for nature's aura. So it all starts with a bunch of Caminite blend. Then we're going to take the Caminite, turn those into bricks. It has EMC value, perfect. So we only need to cook one, and then we can replicate it infinitely in the energy condenser. Do I not have any? There we go. A bit of fuel. And at least it's all pretty simple, so we just need a cauldron, like that. We need some Caminite bricks, like so. Combine that together to make a mechanical core, like that, to finish off that quest.
Okay, so I asked for somewhere warm.
Oh, Viet's talking. Please stop talking, Viet. And now we need to craft the Ember Boar. Allows ember to be dug from the bedrock in Muspelheim when provided with coal as fuel. At least through the boar's blade must be contacting bedrock for it to successfully extract ember. Now we're going to go ahead and craft that guy. We need the Ember Boar, which is the mechanical core and a bunch of stuff we have, and then we can get ember crystals. So we're going to craft this, then craft our boar. Oh, I need more bricks. Grab this to get the boar. Can only generate ember in Muspelheim. Okay, a little annoying that they made it work like that, but I guess it's, understandable. Now I do need coal, and I am all out of coal. Luckily, I do know a workaround. So, I was able to turn that charcoal into an alchemical coal block, turn that into alchemical coal, then use this to turn it back into coal. Pretty solid. And now that we have the coal, we can just turn that back into more coal using our transmutation box, and then we can go mine some embers. Alright, so once you find yourself at the bedrock lair, in what dimension is this? I already forgot the name. Muspelheim. You can go ahead and place down your ember boar on a piece of bedrock, like so, and it'll look like that. And then to actually make it function, we can't yet, because I forgot that this mod is terribly annoying. So, the fun feature about Embers Rekindled machines, as you can see here, It has a single, not input, not output. Technically, it's an I/O port. It does both, but it only does them one at a time. So in order to do both at a time, I need to craft, and it's a good thing I remember this item, embers. It is called a mechanical core. Yeah, the thing we crafted previously, the mechanical core. You need this because it essentially gives you more I/O ports. As you can see there, it has one on each side. So instead of having one, you get, what, 9 minus 1, that's 8? 9 sides? Wait, how many faces are on a square? I mean on a cube. I don't remember. So, if you're doing this yourself, this is the entire setup you need just to start getting Ember. Why is it so overcomplicated? The part I dislike the most is how item extractors in this mod need levers or any kind of redstone signal to actually start extracting. It takes me back to Buildcraft, back when you had a wooden item pipe that if you wanted it to extract, you needed to give it a redstone signal. But it's like, why? It's so what's the word? Overtuned. No, not overtuned. Overcomplicated. It doesn't need to be this complicated. I really like the aesthetic of this mod. It's just so cumbersome to actually use. But there we go. There's our embers, and we can finish off the quest here and get closer to generating ember energy. Now that we have embers, we need to use the ember activator, the copper cell, and the ember energy transference thingamabob to actually make usable ember power. Oh, and I forgot to mention, the most annoying thing about these item pipes. There's a reason I have this stick in my inventory. When it's extracting, stuff can get stuck in the item pipe, which you'll see as a white piece of smoke jutting out of the pipe. If that happens, you can use a stick and right-click it to push whatever is in there out of the pipe and unclog it. Why would you design cloggable pipes? Why? Who is that fun for? It serves no purpose. You remember this guy? We're finally using him. So we take our Tinker's Hammer, and once I chop down this tree, it'll be out of the way. So we'll set up behind the tree, grab your Ember Activator and the Copper Cell. And if I remember how to do this, it should be Copper Cell, Ember Activator. Actually, not at all. You could just put the Ember Activator like here, then put a Copper Cell here, then take your Relay, Receptor, and Emitter. Emitter goes on this side. Receptor goes here. Then you can right-click this to connect to that. Okay, it looks like it's connected. Then, if I take some Ember Crystal... How do I put this in here? Do I need a hopper? I forget how this works. Ember Activator. The Ember Activator is an ingenious device, finally allowing you to extract usable energy from Ember Crystals and shards. Simply insert them at the bottom of the device using a hopper. That's it. See, everything needs a hopper in this mod. You can't just, like, right-click to do it yourself. Let me grab a hopper real quick. Hopper. Now we take the hopper into this side. Then you input your shards and crystals. It goes inside, and it starts generating power. And now that it's making power, it should be going into the copper cell. And then if you actually want to see... Is this not working? Like that, like this. It's releasing the ember. I think I'm doing something wrong. I knew it was something. I knew it was something. You need to put a lever on this. And now it shoots the power to the receptor, and our copper cell can start charging. Then if you actually want to see how much energy is in the copper cell, you need another item for that. So let me do @ember. It's like a dial or something. If I type dial, it'll probably come up. Ember dial, item dial. Yep, there we go. Ember dial, paper, and copper plate. So annoying. But you need one of these to actually see how much power is stored in the copper cell. But then I can take another emitter, put it on the back here. And then we can use a relay and the other receptors to connect it to other machines that we'll put out on the back over here. Or we can put them here, now that I can chop down the leaves. As we get a bunch of gold leaf, so let me finish chopping down the rest of the tree. And there we go. More than a stack of gold leaves. Should be good enough for everything. Ooh, 2 stacks. Nice. Should be enough to do everything we need. and also finish off this one. So now we get the Book of Natural Aura, some more Muspelheim skill points, and then we need to do the Mixer Centrifuge to make Muspelheim ingots, and then we can continue down Nature's Aura to get the Offering Table and obtain ourselves 1 token of Rage. I went to Niflheim and forgot the important part. You don't use glass bottles. You combine them with the gold leaf to make a bottle and cork. And that's what you need. So let me go ahead and make a couple of these. And using those, we'll be able to craft our items. So now let's go back to Niflheim. And now that we're back in Niflheim, now we can use these to get a taste of sunlight. And then we could just head right back home. So now we should be able to just mix all of this together. Apple, that's an iron ingot, gold leaf, apple, bottled sunlight, a poppy or any flower using mutandis, a torch, and then an oak sapling, and then this guy needs to grow, and the ritual commences. The gold powder from Nature's Aura combines all the items into the tree, and we get our item. Well, it's that easy. Token of joy. Done. And now that we have that, we can do other stuff. Like making the natural altar. Placing in hell will not generate aura. This is extremely annoying, because that means I have to build a base elsewhere. Why? Why not just let you do it in Helheim? Why do you want to make it complicated? Now we get more skill points and some gold powder. It wants us to make the natural altar to make infused iron and tainted gold. And let's see here. Now I can begin drawing in the power of nature and use it to create new items. By surrounding a natural altar with a specific pattern of blocks, it becomes active, sucking in nearby aura, which will be consumed to craft new items. The natural altar will only gather aura in dimensions where bottled sunlight can be collected. So that means it can only be in Niflheim, Midgard, Asgard, and within hyperboxes. What are hyperboxes? That must be like a endgame thing. And well, we don't have access to Midgard or Asgard, so we have to build it in Niflheim, which is the dimension I dislike the most. And bam, there you go. This is how you build the altar. And you know it works when the pillars start generating aura. Now then, we're going to place the iron on there. That's going to convert it into the infused iron. And then we're going to do the same with the block of gold to make the tainted gold, and then we can move on. Now what's really annoying about Nature's Aura is that I don't know how to use this mod, like, in depth. I used it in Reclamation, so I know like the very basics of the rituals and making aura from the tree, but other than that, I don't know anything else about this mod, so hopefully I don't have to do anything further except generate these 2 resources. And now we're back to Muspelheim, because in here, we can take our bottle and cork and fill it up with bottled ghosts, get advancements, spooky scary skeletons, and continue and continue advancing down the quest line. So now it's easy enough. All we gotta do, this is probably the easiest step in the entire process, is do this, take this, and make our Spirit of Calling. Ta-da! Quest completed. And that takes us to the final step in Nature's Aura. With the Spirit of Calling ready, I can finally make the offering required to obtain Surtr's Totem of Rage. I must place the offered item in the offering table, then throw the Spirit of Calling down on the ground nearby. Lightning will strike the offering table and consume up to 16 offerings at once, causing the traded items to appear from the sky moments later. So the offering table will take a token of sorrow, a token of fear, and anything log, anything stone, and infused iron. Okay, pretty easy. And then the token of rage is made from the token of anger, and the token of anger is a ritual of the forest with gold leaf, ender pearl, blaze powder, bottled ghost, gunpowder, and magma block. Now if I remember correctly, we can't get blaze powder until... Oh wait, we're at Muspelheim, so we can actually get blaze powder now. Okay, then I don't have to worry about it. I was thinking about how pre-Muspelheim you can't get blaze powder, so you have to do it one of these, like, 3 ways. And when it's all put together, this is what it looks like. I just used poppies, because I already had the poppy. It could be any flower, so you could change it up if you want, but then we should be able to just put the token of anger in there, and then throw the Spirit of Calling to the side. And it worked! Alright, cool. I dislike how there's not really any indication that it's gonna function, but at least it's like pretty fast. I hate when there's no indication it's working and then it's slow, because then you just kind of have to wait. Anyways, so now that we have our token of rage, we just have to go back and finish off the quest line related to embers rekindled. Now I did go ahead and add the ember dial, so you can see we have 1400 power in the copper cell, which is not a bad amount. I don't actually remember how much we actually need to use like the machines. I don't remember it being too big, but we can always get more ember, so at least it's not terrible. Okay, so it's not the perfect system, but it should work. I just don't like ember pipes for having to do this, but since we only need a little bit of, what is this ore? Muspelheim ingots, it should work just for our purposes. So everything you're gonna need is right here. You're gonna need diamond, lead, ender pearl, redstone dust, gold, and copper. Now, the easiest one, I think, is, well, not even I think. The molten Muspelheim takes destabilized redstone, dawnstone, and enderium. Enderium takes 3 things to make, which is going to be the most difficult one, so we're going to do that first. But it should be pretty easy otherwise, and then I'm just going to void like the excess. And it's pretty simple. So you can put the diamonds in here, and it's going to start melting the diamonds. Now, if you want to actually see how much storage for energy they have, you have to add a dial to them. So you can see the ember is being used, it's melting the diamond, the molten diamond is now in there, and I have a casting tank from Tinker's Construct because it should be able to store the liquid, and it does. There you go. So we have molten diamond in the tank, and I'm using the casting tanks because I can break them and they retain the liquid, which is pretty important for what I wanted. And then hopefully, after a ton of trial and error, you just throw in your Muspelheim fluid, the molten Muspelheim, into the stamp base, have your stamper above it, leave a space in between for air, and make sure there's an ingot stamp on the bottom, and there you go. Your very own Muspelheim ingots. I hate embers. If I have to redo this, like if I need more Muspelheim later on, I think I'm just gonna have to build like an entire setup with multiple melters and multiple mixers to like automate the entire process, because this is such a pain to set up, like otherwise. And now we're all at our... I can fly in here? Oh, that's broken. Usually you can't fly in the demonic realm. Well, that's gonna make it really easy. We're in our favorite place. I wonder, why can we fly? I don't have anything that can make me fly, right? Also, I got this neat sword from, if you go back to Mimir's Wisdom, and then go to the edge of the hidden realm, you get a cool spell sword. On hit, gain ancient knowledge, gain speed. This item ignores durability damage. Unique effect. When killing an enemy, heal for 10% of the victim's max HP and heal for half a heart on hit. Pretty cool stuff. It also negates protection, which is nice, but since we are a necromancer, it's as simple as summoning our swords, summoning our zombies, and we should be pretty set at dealing with the demonic hordes in here. So let's go ahead and open the first door. And I guess the main thing we need to find in here is, whatchamacallit. Oh, I completely forgot about that. Yeah, every time I hit something, we have a chance to summon a black hole, and the black hole will just keep sucking the mobs up. So that's funny. And there we go, Tau fruit. That's what I was looking for. In order to make the... You know, it's so hard to talk over the black hole. What I was saying was, we need the Tau fruit to saturate it into saturated Tau fruit, like so, in order to craft the weak blood shard. No, not the weak blood shard. What do I need this for? Not the weak blood shard. I need it for... Oh, it is a weak blood shard. Yeah, so we need a weak blood shard to summon Surtr. And then we have to fight the Wither as well, but then we have the Token of Rage, we have the Muspelheim Ingot. We need an infused diamond. Are you serious? Oh, that's just dimensional shards, okay. I was worried that I needed something else for that. That makes it a lot easier. And here we go, one Wither Skeleton Skull. I'm gonna collect this. Hopefully it has EMC value, and then I could just duplicate them. It does not. Okay, we're gonna have to find 3 more. But the library does spawn wither skeletons, so we could probably farm them in there as well. And there we go, it took a while, but I finally managed to get one more wither skeleton skull and a bunch of junk, but that's enough for a wither. I just wish they had EMC value. That would make it a lot easier, but I think nether stars do, right? Nether star. Yeah, nether star doesn't have EMC value either. What is this? Tomb, use its charge to duplicate items, charge 256. How do you make this? Slime pearl. Wither skeleton. Okay, it's mostly reliquary drops. Interesting. Drops from charged creepers. Never actually seen those drops before. And there you go. Saturated tau. I gotta say, it's a good thing I remembered how to get that. You pretty much just grow tau fruit and stand on it while it's growing, and then pray. There we go, another one. You pretty much just have to give it your own blood. But at least it's pretty easy to get. So now that we have these saturated tau, we can make synthetic upgrade points, whatever those are for. But we mainly just want the weak blood shard. So let's see, did I already craft a sanguine reverter? I did not. I think you just put that in here though, right? Alchemical reaction chamber, arc recipe, sanguine reverter, shears, imbued slate, iron, and granite with a greater common. Okay, greater common. Do I have a greater common? I do have the common. I did upgrade it, I remember. Do this, do that. We also need... It doesn't need will. Wait, why did I think... Oh, because to craft this, I need 350. Okay, so we can make that, no problem. And we need to summon the wither. So let me go ahead and quickly summon this. Should be a really easy fight. It is annoying, though, fighting the wither, because his AI always makes him just keep flying upwards. But these zombies don't fly. These swords fly, so you don't want to use the swords. Ow. Oh, it's a Draugr. You don't want to use the swords, because the swords will fly after the wither, and then the wither will keep flying upwards, and then nothing good is going to happen. Oh, and there's the black hole. Is he getting sucked in? I think he is. Yep. Yeah, so you fly up, he flies up more. Oh wait, I can't kill him over the void. Come back over here. Why are you immune to damage? Are you always immune to damage? Is it because I'm flying? Okay, definitely not because of flight. Why are you immune to damage, though? Are you immune to melee damage? What is the deal with that? Okay, it looks like magic damage pierces his magic. Alright, cool. I don't know why he was immune to damage, though. He's usually not immune. But, anyways, one nether star completed. Well, at least it's good to know that magic damage pierces whatever immunity he has. That was a little annoying, but now we have the nether star. So now the only thing we need to finish off the craft here is an infused diamond and the weak blood shard. That's it. Infused diamond. Oh, I need more dimensional shards. Okay, luckily we can craft those. Wow, 1.5 million EMC. Perfect. And it's so plentiful in whatever name that dimension was. Throw that in there. 65. There we go. To craft our dimensional diamond. Bam! Infused diamond. So now we just need to finish off this guy. Okay, I just realized our ability to summon black holes ruins my entire blood altar setup here. So hopefully there's a way to like turn it off, because if there's not, it's going to be a little annoying. Luckily I did have some reinforced left over, so we're going to turn that into imbued, and then we should be able to craft this, because this is just stone, iron, and shears. 1, 2, 3, 4. Boop. And make, what is this? Sanguine reverter. Done. Now we throw this in here. Boop. Turn our saturated tau into our weak blood shard. Done. And now that we have that, we completed the quest. Get me more spell points, iron keys. And now we have everything we need to complete the ritual. -1 golden sacrificial bowl. Now, I took a look at the item, the Salamander's Eye thingamabob. I don't think I'm gonna craft it. Like, Reliquary, I can't talk all of a sudden. Those drop rates seem way too low, and I'm gonna have to fight a bunch of stuff that I'm not interested in fighting, just to prepare for one boss. You know, like this isn't Terraria, where I'm gonna grind for a few hours to get some broken items. So I'm just gonna skip that. Now, I did go ahead and did make... Are we there? Can't fly. I did craft the ice spells to make us better, so now you can also say hi to our newest summon, the Summoned Polar Bear. And it's rideable. To battle! Oh, he doesn't jump. Okay, but this floor is a lot of magma blocks, so it's probably not the best spot for a polar bear. But he has 100 health, so it should be fine. Should be fine, no problem, no problem. Plus, we can summon... now that I think about it... The only one that's not bad are the swords, because they fly. Everything else is probably going to have some trouble. But I did make this spell. Ice Shard. Very low cost, does a lot of damage. So, let's put that away. I don't need this pickaxe. Grab our summoning items. And let's summon Surtr. Okay, put that back up a bit, and wait for the cutscene. Oh, there was no cutscene. He just showed up. Oh, wait, there it is. Now the cutscene is going. I think he's attacking me during the cutscene. He is attacking me during the cutscene. Okay, fire potion. Eat a gapple. Run away, and spam my ice magic. Did you teleport? Oh, I'm out of mana. Okay, spamming this made me lose all my mana really fast. Use Callistus. And he died. Okay, that was a really easy fight. Got some null crystals. Huh. Okay, I thought this fight was going to be a lot more difficult, but he didn't have like any gimmicks other than the like lava and the blazes, so yeah, that was really anticlimactic. Like, compared to all the other bosses, Surtr was very easy, and it's not like, what's the word? I don't think we were overpowered. I guess he was really weak just because he didn't have any anti-cheese mechanics. Like, all the zombies hit him at the same time, and because the zombies proc my on-hit effects, he also got sucked into the black hole, which other mobs don't get sucked into the black hole, and then I pelted him with ice shards, and he melted really fast. Huh. Maybe I am just getting too powerful. Anyways, let's eat the flame heart. Goal reached. Flame Lord Slayer.
The world ender falls, and for one breath the flames of Muspelheim bow low, as though mourning their king. You have felled the fire that was to end all things. The spirits of the realms are yours now. Their fury, their heat, bound to your blood and your will. But that blood, it has drawn something. You have felt it before, the shadow at the edge of sight. The weight of the ancient eyes in the dark between realms. Nithogr, the corpse gnar, the dragon that has chewed the roots of Yggdrasil before the first age of gods. He has been feeding on the power you leave in your wake, gnawing fat on the death of giants and serpents. And now he rises. You cannot fight him? Not here. Not yet. The power you had gathered is vast, but Nithogr is older than that power itself. There will be reckoning, but not today. Run, half-blood. Run!
I think it'd be cooler if it spawned it in here, so you could actually run away, because that was kind of disappointing. But there you go. 12 Muspelheim skill points, Viet skill points magic, slay Ashlord, the Infernal Dragon. I can summon him in Midgard, and slay Ignis, who I don't know where he is then. Oh, I guess he has his own arena. But now, oh, there's Ignis. But now, next episode, we're gonna head to Midgard and see what's going on there. But, as always, I'm your host, Hamas28, and I'll see you all next time.